Hello everyone, it's your girl Karaleise. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Today we have a quick video for you. We're going to be teaching you how to clone a task or a epic or a bug or a subtask or a user story. Cloning anything. How to clone an issue in Jira. And for this example, we're going to be working with our current project that we're working on at the Back Office Club. So if you want to know what we're working on as a project at the Back Office Club, check out backofficeclub.org. That is our membership program for business analysts. So you can go there and see some of the projects we work on. You join, you get access to our tools, you get access to live training, and you're able to learn about the business analyst role, including working in Jira. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to clone a issue in Jira. So we're looking right now, let me refresh. We're looking right now at our backlog. In this backlog, we have a number of issues, and we're going to work with one of these issues, which is the issue of creating a task. Okay. So let's say this is the issue that we're looking at. And for whatever reason, we need to duplicate this. Maybe we need to allow this to happen on iOS versus on Android. And let's say we need two different stories because we have two different developers and they work slightly differently. So we need to make sure that they're working on their individual stories. And in this example, we could say that it's the very same acceptance criteria, for example, but it just needs to be a separate story. So we don't want to have to go and rewrite it and do all of that stuff again. Why don't we just duplicate it? And in the world of Jira, they call that clone. So how do you clone an issue in Jira? So first thing you do is you click on these actions. So once you've clicked on the actual user story or the issue that you want, and this could be a task, a subtask, an epic, it could be a user story, it doesn't matter what it is, it could be a bug. You click on it and it will open up in the sidebar if you're on the backlog view, and then you can get access to the actions. We call this a context menu with these three dots. So you click on the three dots and then you'll see the option here to clone. So when you go to clone it, you'll always give it a new name. So it puts in clone for you, and then it gives you the options to include the links, include the sprint value. And if you had attachments, it would say include attachments as well. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and clone it right now. I'm going to cancel this, and I'm going to click on the link for the actual user story to open it in a new tab, because I want you to see all the values that it has so you can compare when we clone it. So here we have the acceptance criteria. We have some links right here. And we also have some comments right here, right? So this is just an example of a story that would be something that we would typically see in the world of working on tickets or working in Jira. So in this example, we're using it before. So we do have a few clones, and we can always come in here and just remove the clones, for example, say. For the purposes of this, we're just going to say that there is no clone right here. So if you look on the side, you realize that we do have a few things. So we have a label called MVP. We have this story belonging to an epic, which is under the parents field, and that's called manage task. We have it assigned to the sprint. Right now it's called sprint 1, and it's assigned to me. So now we want to clone this user story. So we go over here again and we find the same three dots, which is our actions context menu. And we click on that and we click on clone. So again, we see the same options here that says clone, and it doesn't have the link value because I just removed the links, right? So we're going to say clone, and maybe we don't want to name it clone. We want to say ability to create a task. And then maybe we want to call this one iOS. This is the story that will be done on the iOS environment, right? So we're going to go ahead and include the sprint value in this clone, and then we're going to go ahead and click on clone. So as you can see, Jira shows you right away that it's in the process of cloning. And when it's done, it shows you right away that it's cloned, which I like. I like that it's right here as opposed to having to wait for it under my notifications, because under notifications, I could have a number of things going on. Right now, I don't have any notifications, but I could have many, many things, and it might just get too crowded over there. So I like that Jira actually pops it up at the bottom of the screen right here with a link to the actual cloned issue for you to get to it very easily, because Jira is going to create a new one with a new, ticket number, and you're going to have to use that ticket number to get to it. So it created one with the ticket number 21, and then I click on the link, and that will take me into the new cloned ticket that I have. If you notice, it did not clone the epic. So I have to go back and add the epic. So I'll show you a few things in a minute about what was cloned and what wasn't. So right now we can see it actually copied exactly the acceptance criteria and the user story. It also copied over here, it copied the label, it copied the sprint value, and it copied the assignee, which is me, right? But it doesn't have the parent. So if you look at what the original ticket had, it had the parent, which is the epic. It was here. And the original ticket had a comment, right? And so the cloned ticket, which is this one, it doesn't have the epic. So it doesn't clone the epic ever, right now at least. And it doesn't clone the comments. So those are things that you will not get when you clone. But it's an easy fix. You can click up here to Epic and you go here and you add the Epic that it had before, and there you go. Now you have the Epic. As you can see, it also used the name that I created at the time when I was cloning it. So that's great. And there you have it. It also doesn't clone the status. So if you notice before, the current ticket was in progress, it's going to create the ticket and put it at the default status that you have for these types of tickets. So for us, our default is in to-do status. It's going to keep it there. So there you have it. So when you clone, the easy way to clone in Jira, again, is go to the Actions context menu, click on Clone, and then you're going to choose the options that are available. So if you have links, it will show links. It'll say sprint value if you already have the current story in a sprint. And if you have attachments, it will show attachments. And you just need to select these if you want those to be included in your clone. If you don't want them to be included, then you just don't select them, right? And then you'll always change the name, because you'll always put clone in front just to ensure that you have a different name of the user story than a duplicate with the exact same name. They won't allow you to have two of the exact same name when they clone. So that's how you clone. And it's very helpful. If you scroll down, you'll see that it always puts the link to the original issue that you cloned it from, and you'll see it under clones, right? If you want to remove it, you can click on unlink, and that's fine. But automatically, it will have the clone right here. And so you have everything you need in this one ticket. And it's very helpful because in this case, let's say we want the very same acceptance criteria on the iOS, and the other one would probably be Android. So they should both be doing the same things. But we need two separate tickets so that we can have it assigned to two separate developers. Cloning is a great way to do that. And there are many other use cases for cloning, right? You just don't want to start from scratch. Maybe you just want to copy what was there, and then you add a few changes here and there and assign it to somebody else, estimate it, and put it in your sprint. Doing it with a clone helps you get there faster, so you don't have to start from scratch. So I hope this was helpful for you to learn how to clone in Jira. And I hope to see you in my other videos where I'll teach you more stuff about how to work quickly in these tools. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.